people, African Americans, even the white community now. We have a problem in politics. We have a problem in leadership right now that is going to be conveyed by one of the civil rights leaders. Malcolm X. Listen to what he got to say.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community or over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
I do want to go over that clip because, shout out to Malcolm X, because in a way, it's true. It is. We have to just discuss it because right now, we live in a society where, as you saw in that video, he said, word in the white community, it kind of happened, but it's still not to that extent. It's just one person really found a way around it. He kind of like mimicked the way that it was manipulated between how black people are. But black African Americans, but other white leaders, none of them is really celebrities and stuff. Celebrities like Kid Rock usually just support the person, or they just like, I'll rock with them. But they have their leadership, but majority business leaders and all that. In the black community, our leaders are literally our athletes and musicians, or to the point where if they do be in a leadership position, they want to be famous. They want to get their name out. They take accreditations for things they don't have. And one person is Dr. Cheyenne Brad. No offense to her. Lovely young woman, beautiful lady. I think she's smart. But she does do this thing that we do in which we will hype ourselves up and call ourselves things that we might not be. I have no clue about it. It doesn't look like she's a doctor in any way. A lot of people have came out and disclosed that she's not a doctor. And for the most part, from my studies in psychology, even at the limited basis of it, which I could have got a bachelor's degree in psychology if I focused on that more than business. But even at the bachelor level, she doesn't speak on topics in a way that they do. So I don't know if that has something to do with that. I know that's probably why she don't have a license, because she couldn't probably get away with some of the stuff she says. And this video is not about Dr. Cheyenne Brad, but you know what? Because Amanda Seals went out on the internet and said she's doing good work. Who cares if she has a doctorate degree? And the first thing I thought about was how silly that sounds, that a person will present themselves in a way to become in a leadership position for a bunch of young women and men in our community, but they don't have the accreditation for it. And I'm not even saying you have to have the accreditation for it. I don't have to say that she has to have a doctorate for it, but you presented yourself as Dr. Cheyenne Brad. Therefore, you built trust on that thing. You built trust among people that look like us. Off that, people trusted you because they figured you had that accreditation. Not that you was a life coach, not that you were just this really smart person who have ideas that we agree with. You presented yourself as a professional. That's why the license and the doctorate is so important. Dr. Umar has his doctorate. He doesn't have his license because he probably wants to spew things that a board wouldn't like, per se. They call it a money grab, but he just wants to just say that probably in a lot of ways unreasonable to that community, and it would probably have him cast out in a way that he probably don't want. So fair enough. But he still has his doctorate. You can find all this information on the internet about it. And then you have other people, even in a white community, that have their doctorate, but they might not use it in said way or have not been licensed in a long time. Again, it's starting to happen in their community too, as well. It's just not a black community thing. But we have had it happen the longest, in which we look to Jay-Z and LeBron James to be our leaders. And the thing about them is they're celebrities. They're skilled at a craft. And most of the time that craft has to do business with other people, which might not always have the best interest for us. And I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm not saying they have done something wrong, but oftentimes what Malcolm X said in that beginning of that video oftentimes becomes somewhat true, becomes somewhat engaged in it. They might not be as well spoken on certain issues in which they speak on because we put them in that position that leads them to be somewhat ignorant of it, which, by the way, is not, like I said, might not be their fault, or they could just be bought off. I have no clue. You let me know in the comments what you believe, but I know people believe they are and stuff. But even in that case, as a people, once you get too high, we automatically assume you were bought off. So it's like this interesting dynamic of becoming a leader, but then as soon as you become a leader, you kind of hate it. Once you become high enough on that food chain, and that you are automatically accused of doing the most random things. You are automatic. If you're black and you super successful, you've sold out to the white man, you have did things. So you have done this because typically, let's be honest, it has happened. And that's also why I won't call Stephen A. Smith the COON word, because again, he does a lot of good for African-American people. He also said some weird things. So to me right now, he's categorized as a, what most people call a suck up. When he speaks to really powerful people, and I know he lowers himself to them and automatically obliges to them in a way, which often relegates him to that COON status to most people like us. And like I said, I won't give that to him. I try to reserve that as much as possible until I'm proven that you're proven. Jason Whitlock and certain other people prove they do that. They outright say it a lot of times. Byron Gaines, I think he proclaims it. It's just things like that. My thing is, why is a sports analyst looking to become president when I can look at him as a person who did marketing for politicians and know a little bit about the game and was a member of parties and understand how that works, that this man, when I hear him talk, has no qualification to even think about being president. But look, to be fair, I know this might offend a lot of people. Our president right now doesn't have proper qualifications to be the president. Hopefully they have smart teams around them. But again, if you're the leader, I'd rather you know at least something. But it is what it is at this point, right? Mr. America, we're doing what we do. But we put people in leadership. Example, Kevin Hart. We put Kevin Hart on a pedestal, and then when he doesn't do what we perceive as right, we hate him. But Kevin Hart shouldn't be in a leadership position. He's a comedian. You saw what Malcolm X said. Why do we look for him for leadership? Because, like I said, it becomes this weird dynamic that we put celebrity and leadership together to the point where once they get high enough, we just hate them because they're not doing what we perceive leadership should do. And that's a bit of a problem to me because I'm like, okay, why are we looking to LeBron James, Jay-Z, Kevin Hart for leadership when we have people who should be skilled in these areas of expertise? Why do we have these people pretending to be something they're not? And then when we call them out on it, everybody says we're hating or we're trying to hurt someone's money. Why is money the most important thing when we put people in leadership? Oh, we're hurting their money now. I don't want to say something. Why are you being gentle to people who might be harming people because they don't have information that they should have, but they're leading a flock? They are bad shepherds. You're telling me and telling other people to be quiet because we're harming money of a bad shepherd of people who should not be listened to in a lot of areas because they don't know anything. The blind cannot lead the blind. I cannot tell you how to do certain things. I can tell you how to build a house in an olden way. I don't know if there's new ways to do it, but as of 2016, I can tell you how to build a house in that kind of model. I don't know what new laws there have been since then or anything like that, but I can tell you how to do it. even if I perhaps can't do everything. But I cannot tell you how to fix a motor in a car. I have no qualification. I'm gonna say this. I can teach you how to get a girl. I can tell you how to even keep one. I cannot tell you how to get married. I have not experienced it. I can't tell you what to do with your kids. I have not experienced that. I will shut my mouth in those situations. I have ideas, and if you ask me a suggestion on how I would do it, I don't have proof of concept, but I will give it to you if you want it. And hopefully you perceive me as smart enough and have studied enough, at least, that I hopefully can give you an answer that would be helpful. But I'm not giving you an actual proof of concept. I will tell you just my thoughts. It's not going to be, oh, I'm an expert at this. Listen to everything I say. This is what I'm talking about. This is like the area of expertise I am. I like videography. I like writing. I like creativity. I like thought-provoking questions. That's the things I like. So maybe would that put me in a leadership position? I don't know. I've been in leadership. I've been manager for like years, so I have somewhat leadership experience. But I'm not going to tell you I'm Dr. Terry McCullum and that you should listen to me as a life coach and sit with my hand in here and tell you how to give you life advice. Like I said, I have experience in a year or two in politics. 2 years in politics. Wait, what? 2018, 2017 and 2019. 2 years in politics. So I know at least something about that. Mostly marketing, but I was also in rooms in which decisions were made. Interesting. It's a long story how I got there, but shout out to one of my best friends and cousins. Love you, my guy. I always appreciate you, by the way. I was his name Larry. Shout out to Larry. Don't need to hide names, but I do think that it's this concept of people that's not in the know being leaders just because they have money, because they're famous. The same concept of that people are now having with Elon Musk, who has a slightly above average IQ, according to most people I've seen. But he presents himself as the richest man on earth, and he tells you and puts his children's names as math equations. So therefore, you confuse his possible autism. I can't, like I said, I don't, it appears he's very autistic. But I can't diagnose him. I'm not a doctor, but it appears he's autistic. So you put that with brilliance, I guess. And because people are rich, we put them, about every billionaire is like 160 IQ apparently. That's not true. It's never been true. Every richest person in the world has not been that. But this is another thing. We just put titles on people as like, oh, they're a billionaire. They must be the smartest men on earth. No, that's not how they work. Oh, they're rich. They must know all about business. No, they're skilled at a craft. And they have advisors who help them do things. That's all it is. So, Malcolm X, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Why people so upset at Kevin Hart? I'm not. People so upset with Shine Brown. I'm really not. I will call her out on it, but I'm not upset at her. Let me know your thoughts. We got to do better. I do want to know the overall thought process of who our leaders are and the overall idea that even now in this country that kind of shifting, that most of this country is becoming more celebrity-driven leaders. And things might not be. I don't know. Let me know. Finish my thought for me. Keep stepping. Something amazing can happen. Peace.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, this included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community or over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.